Okay, so I'm working on this worm canoe idea. Drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom of this old canoe and found 3 buckets, drilled some holes in them. And what I'm gonna do is fill the canoe with good soil and plant into it lots of different things, plenty of flowers, herbs. And then inside those buckets, we'll put the food scraps and the worms and have these little vermiculture containers inside the worm canoe. And so all the juices and good nutrients from that process will permeate out through those holes into the surrounding soil inside the canoe, feeding all these plants. So it'll be a really great demonstration. So I'm gonna use the tractor to fill this with good soil and some of the manure straw from the barn, which already contains tons of red wigglers. And I'm gonna use that to sort of top dress the soil in here and get it ready for planting. Got the soil in there, a little bit of compost. Now I'm just doing a little mulch on top, and then we're gonna plant it out and start our vermiculture in these 3 buckets here with food scraps. All right, so we planted out the worm canoe with coreopsis, amaranths, flax, violets, hollyhocks, some basil, and then some spotted bee balm. And we might throw some more things in there later, but it's looking pretty good. Gave it a good watering, and you can kind of see how there's a little water in here that hasn't quite drained out yet. And then the holes that I drilled are allowing the excess water to drain out. And so all that's left to be done here is to add some food scraps and bedding for worms in each of these buckets, and maybe go collect some more worms and intentionally place them in there. But there's already worms in here because we had some of the old manure and straw from the barn and some soil from the garden. So the worms are in here, and the idea is to put the food scraps and bedding inside these buckets, and kids can go around, pick an apple off a tree, and then throw their apple core in here, and the worms will digest it and poop it out, and that will permeate through the holes in the bucket into the soil and feed these plants. So it's the worm canoe, and we might do some fun artwork on the side and make a little sign or something. But it'll be interesting to see it when all these plants start to really take off, and through time we'll see what happens. All right, I'll definitely update later. Hope you enjoyed.